My husband filed for divorce to be with my best friend after I inherited my mom's fortune. He thought he hit the jackpot, but my mom outsmarted them both. My mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer when I was 32. She had 6 months to live. I took a leave from work and spent every day with her. We talked about everything: her childhood, her regrets, her hopes for me. She told me things she'd never shared before. One thing she said stuck with me: "I've watched your husband carefully for 8 years. There's something behind his eyes I don't trust. Promise me you'll be careful after I'm gone." I thought she was being overprotective. My husband Brett seemed perfect. We'd been married for 8 years. He was supportive when I got promoted. He held my hand at every doctor's appointment with my mom. He said all the right things. My best friend Nicole was equally supportive. She brought meals to my mom's house. She sat with me when I couldn't stop crying. She told me she'd always be there for me. I believed both of them. My mother passed on a Tuesday morning in April. I was holding her hand when she took her last breath. The funeral was small, just close friends and family. Brett stood beside me looking appropriately sad. Nicole hugged me and said she couldn't imagine my pain. A week later, my mother's attorney called me in for a reading of the will. I knew my mom had money. She'd sold her tech company 15 years ago and lived off the investments, but I didn't know how much. The attorney slid a folder across the desk. "Your mother's estate is valued at $11.4 million. I couldn't breathe. She's left everything to you. The investments, the properties, the accounts, all of it." I went home that night and told Brett. His reaction was strange. He hugged me, but his eyes lit up in a way I'd never seen. He started talking immediately about what we could do with the money: a bigger house, a luxury car, early retirement. I told him I needed time to process. My mom had just died. The last thing I wanted to think about was spending her money. Over the next month, Brett changed. He was suddenly attentive, affectionate, interested in everything I did. He bought me flowers for no reason. He suggested we take a trip to Europe. I thought grief was bringing us closer. Then I found the texts. Brett left his phone on the bathroom counter while he showered. It buzzed with a message from Nicole: "Can't wait to celebrate properly once the divorce is final. We deserve this." I scrolled up with shaking hands. Months of messages. They'd been together for over a year, planning, waiting, hiding. There were texts from before my mom even got sick. Nicole wrote, "Her mom is loaded. Once the old woman dies, we just need to get through the divorce and we're set." Brett responded, "I've put in 8 years. I deserve half of everything." Nicole replied, "We both do. Just keep playing the good husband a little longer." I put the phone back exactly where I found it. I didn't confront him. I didn't cry. I called my mother's attorney the next morning. "I need to understand exactly how my inheritance works," I said. "Is it protected in a divorce?" He paused. "Your mother anticipated this question. She set up the inheritance in a very specific way." He explained that my mother had created an irrevocable trust 2 years before she died. The money wasn't technically mine. I was the beneficiary, but the trust owned everything. I could access the income, but I couldn't transfer the principal. More importantly, a spouse had no legal claim to trust assets in a divorce. My mother had also added a clause: if I divorced within 5 years of her death, and if there was evidence of infidelity or financial motivation from my spouse, the trust would become even more restrictive. Brett would be entitled to nothing. Not a dollar of income, not a share of property, nothing. I sat in that office and laughed until I cried. My mother knew. She'd watched Brett for 8 years and seen exactly what he was. She didn't warn me because she knew I wouldn't believe her, so she protected me instead. 2 weeks later, Brett filed for divorce. He sat me down with this rehearsed speech about growing apart and wanting different things. He said he thought we'd be happier with other people. He didn't mention Nicole. His lawyer sent over the proposed settlement. He wanted $5.5 million, half the inheritance. He wanted the house. He wanted spousal support of $12,000 per month because he'd sacrificed his career to support me emotionally during my mother's illness. I let him believe I was devastated. I cried on the phone with Nicole, who comforted me while secretly texting Brett updates. I played the heartbroken wife for 3 weeks. Then I sent my response through my attorney. The inheritance was in an irrevocable trust. Brett had no legal claim to any of it. I also included the screenshots of his texts with Nicole. Every message about waiting for my mother to die. Every plan to take my money. Every confession of their affair. His lawyer called my lawyer within an hour. Brett wanted to negotiate. I refused. The divorce was finalized in 4 months. Brett got exactly what he brought into the marriage: his car, his clothes, and $8,000 in his personal savings. I kept everything else. Nicole texted me once after it was final. "You don't understand. We fell in love. You can't help who you love." I responded with one line: "My mother could. That's why you got nothing." I blocked her immediately.